That's pretty nice.
It is pretty nice,
It
right?
is.
Yeah. Hopefully that it works this time.
It will.
Yeah. There we go. See?
You're gonna wave and say hi, aren't we live?
Hi, everybody. This is Tammy Ebri, and I'm here today with my special guest, Burton Kelso.
Hey Tammy, how are you?
I'm fabulous. How are you?
I'm doing great. Yeah, I'm live with you. This is pretty awesome. Doing a Facebook Live, like sitting next to you as opposed to like doing it remotely. I think it's I don't know, make faces and wave at you and see what your genuine reaction is. Right?
I like it. I like it a lot. So as we're getting started here, I'm just trying to make sure that we are actually live.
I think we're live because it says it's live, Tammy. Look in the upper.
Oh, and there's people coming on.
There's people
Look at it. There's people watching it.
Exactly.
How about that?
How about that?
Okay.
Yeah, we're rock stars, right? Yeah, that's awesome.
So, Burton, when I asked you to be one of my special guests, I sent you this fun little questionnaire.
Yeah,
and
I'm embarrassed. I don't know if I want you to read it or not, and that.
I don't think you're really that shy, though.
I am kind of shy, I don't want that stuff being read.
Yes.
You can read it though. I'll just cover my face up and deal with it.
You'll be like this.
I will, yeah. I'm gonna be like, oh, don't read that stuff, don't do it. So,
Well, it really resonated with me. What is something that is different but amazing about you? And what you said was an interesting question, but aren't we all beautiful colors?
Right.
No one is the same, but we are all beautiful and amazing.
That's right. Yeah, we're all different people. So everyone's not gonna have the same likes, the same taste. So yeah, we're all beautiful in our own aspect. So yeah, everyone's beautiful, right?
That is very true. So you go on to say, and I could definitely see this about you, that you've been told that you bring a positive energy.
Me?
When you walk into rooms, and not everybody can do that. Some people actually, you're right. You don't say this, but some people you want to like leave whenever
they're like
they
a dark
walk
cloud
in.
coming in, right?
Yes. And the first time I met you, I could definitely see that the positive just flows with you.
And well, thanks.
That's
why I appreciate that.
Part of my tribe.
Oh, part of my tribe. I like that. I get to hang out with Tammy. I'm one of her homies now, right? Yeah, part of the tribe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
So you're going to share with us some tips to help people unleash their LinkedIn community.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, because community is important. You just talked about having important people in your tribe, and LinkedIn is one of those tools that allows you to expand your tribe and connect with positive people, and of course, get out and market yourself and market your business and add some branding to yourself. And it's one of those social media networks that people are on, but they don't necessarily embrace. So I'm going to share some tips to help people get more out of LinkedIn and then unleash their amazing LinkedIn self, which is very important.
I absolutely love that. So what I'm going to do is ask you, what is your first amazing tip for people that want to grow their LinkedIn?
Well, the first thing that you need to do on LinkedIn is tell your story. I mean, that's very important, and you need to set up your profile so that it's telling a story. The challenge with LinkedIn is back in the old days of LinkedIn, it was more of a recruiter, I'm looking for a job website. But now they've added specific things like video. You can add hashtags on.
You can do video on LinkedIn?
Come on, you know that, right?
No, I've not ever done that.
You've never done video on LinkedIn? See, when you're done with this, you'll have to upload this video to LinkedIn.
I will do that.
Yes, because you could share links with LinkedIn before, but now you can actually upload organic video directly to the site. You can upload 10 minutes worth of video, or if you have 10 minutes, I know that's kind of short, but it's enough because most people have the attention span of a gnat, right?
This is very, very true.
But you can upload at least 10 minutes of video organically from your smartphone and from your computer. You can also go in the LinkedIn app, which is very important. So if you don't have the LinkedIn app, get it, download it to your smart device and have it. But from within the app, you can go in and record video directly from inside LinkedIn. And the good thing about it, you can go in and add different characters and letters and all that stuff you can do with Instagram.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
That is crazy. We're gonna have to have some Tammy LinkedIn lessons.
I think so. Yeah, I thought you were like the LinkedIn guru.
I do well with LinkedIn, but
you?
I didn't know about that.
Here's a question to ask Tammy. So are you part of the 500 plus club on LinkedIn?
I am part of the 500 plus club.
She's using LinkedIn. If you're not part of the 500 plus club, you need to join it. That means you need to have 500 or more, at least 501 people on LinkedIn in order to be part of that club. So if you're not out there with the connection level on LinkedIn, get to 501. It lets people know that you are serious with LinkedIn, and people will be more inclined to connect with you if you show that you're active.
Oh, that is good to know. And I've heard mixed reviews on that.
Really?
Yes.
About the 500 plus club?
Yes.
So what have you heard?
I have heard that you can, so there's, it's called Dunbar's rule, and it's like the law of 150.
You got to tell us about this Dunbar guy. Who is this?
So it's a scientist, and what he says is that we can only manage relationships with about 150 people. Right. And when you multiply that, it shows like huge numbers of where your extension really is.
Right.
So when you get over 500 people on LinkedIn, are you able to build as good of a relationship? And I think that that's just the controversy behind above. So I know that some people do it one way and some people do it another way. I personally think that connecting with others, you just never know where in your life you're going to need that connection. That's or they might need your help. So
when was Dunbar born?
I don't know.
Because I mean, if this guy is like living now, I could see the relevance of the statement that he's making. But if this guy was born like in the 1800s, people were connecting a little bit different back then. They were using the telegraph.
Some research.
You can only connect with so many people with the telegraph. You're just ta 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 ta. How much connection can you make with that? Or snail mail or Pony Express mail. You can only write so many letters and connect with so many people. But social media has changed all that because you can connect with as many people as you want to. Tammy, the other thing I was going to share about telling your story on LinkedIn is that you've got to make sure that your profile is set up in such a way that it tells people what you do. So you need to have a banner on the banner page on LinkedIn telling folks what it is that you do. And then also your profile picture stands out quite a bit on LinkedIn because it kind of shows what type of person you are. So if you have a profile picture on LinkedIn that you're scowling and not looking too happy, people aren't going to want to do business with you. But if you're grinning like you are in your profile picture, then it's a good thing. It lets people know who they're dealing with and obviously the level of professionalism. So if you're dressed up like, Tammy and I are, you're putting that image that we're both professionals and you can trust us, right? Smile like that. You can trust smiles like that. And that you're reputable. And the other thing with your profile picture on LinkedIn as well, you need to make sure that it matches all of your other social media networks out there so that use the same photo. Yeah, so Tammy, you do a decent job of that. You've got the same grinning photo on all of right? Because you're everywhere. You're on Instagram, you're on the gram, you're on the gram, you're on the Twitter, you're LinkedIn, you're Facebook, at least 3 times on Facebook, right? You got your personal and your business. And are we forgetting something?
I have a group. Unleash Your Amazing Life is my Facebook group. So make sure if you're not already a part of it, you join that.
Or else Tammy will hunt you down.
Yes. And Burton has been sharing some great tech tips in there for us too. So I really appreciate that.
Well, I don't think those are tech tips. Those are like, hey, change your passwords because Facebook's been hacked, right?
That's true. That is a good point. Very, very good point.
I know that's, I guess that is a tech tip, change your passwords, but
it
also
kind of like the sky is
falling. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. Because they didn't say it in the news. All they were like, hey, Facebook got hacked.
I don't watch the news.
Oh, really?
No.
You get it on your computer.
I get it on my computer, but I just don't put the negative into my brain. Like I believe in, if you're going to be a positive person, you have to keep the positive coming in. as much as you can.
So I'm curious, where do you go to get your news?
From third parties like yourself.
Oh my gosh.
And then I verify it via Google.
Oh, okay. So you're getting your news through Google.
Yeah.
In other words, you just Google and then you get everything, right?
True.
That works, right?
Very
that works,
true.
right? Yeah. So we're going to move on to our next
Yes.
tip. All
Yes.
right.
Okay. So what is the next tip that you have?
Let's go back real quick on tell your story. When you fill out your profile on LinkedIn, make sure it's in story format. So you're basically giving people a glimpse into your life and how you're helping others, because that's the most important thing on social media. You can brag about you're the greatest business coach or greatest IT person or greatest whatever, but who cares? People really don't care about your business. They care about their problems and how you can help them solve those problems. So when you tell your LinkedIn profile story, make sure you let people know what journey you've taken. So list all those jobs that you've done and make sure you tell people how you're going to be able to help them out. It's important stuff.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. It works for me. It works for you too. I think your profile is pretty decent, isn't it?
I hope. I don't know. You told me one time that it was pretty decent.
It is pretty decent. Yeah, you should be proud of yourself.
I'll have to
Unless,
did
you get some help with that or did you do it yourself?
No, I did that myself.
Look at you, rock star, right? Look at that, Tammy.
I've been on LinkedIn for a long time though.
Well, I've been on 10 years at least.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but you still have to change all of that material on LinkedIn. You can't just, you can have a LinkedIn profile, but is it really telling your story, or is it just some boring old profile that says, hey, I'm good at this and I'm the best and call me if you need help with whatever, right? No, yeah. All right. So moving on, yes. So this is my favorite one because I hate paper. Mm-hmm. And with LinkedIn, you need to take your connections off, your offline connections, and bring them in LinkedIn. It's almost like who's the old dead guy you were talking about? As far as connections. Dunbar, yeah, Dead Dunbar. But yeah, if you go to networking events, rather than grabbing those old boring business cards, why not connect with them on LinkedIn?
I love that. And I actually tried to do that.
Try.
Well, sometimes
how did you fail?
The squirrels, they jump out and I might get distracted. You just never know.
Oh, so you still have this stack of business cards on your desk that you have?
I actually have a thing of business cards that I've collected over the years.
What are you thinking?
Well, I mean, I have them in my database too, but I may have a problem.
I need to take over this live and have you entering your stack of cards as I go through the rest of the LinkedIn tips, because you've got to get those. How are you working those cards if they're sitting on your desk?
No, I've worked them and put them into my database, but I still like to
hold on to stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to go back and see over the years, how many cards that you don't like that. So you're against paper.
I'm not against it. You know? I mean, I do like trees, but
look at that.
But here's the thing. If you've got your connections in LinkedIn, you're actually working them every time you post. So, I mean, it's good. It's a good idea to send up a letter, say, hey, how are you doing? But there are so many things involved in having that LinkedIn connection. So number one, you're posting and you're staying in contact with those 500 plus connections every time you post, because people are lurking on LinkedIn and they see the content that you're putting out. So you're staying in contact with those connections you met in a networking group.
Do you need to have your profile to be public so more people can see that on LinkedIn?
I would think so. Yeah. I mean, if you're an entrepreneur, part of your life is exposed, so you can't have your cake and eat it too. I mean, you're dealing with, it's the internet. I mean, people are going to find out what they want to find out about you just by a simple Google search. So you don't have to put everything out there, but you do have to share some content of your life with people, especially as an entrepreneur. But the other thing you can do as far as having connections on LinkedIn is as simple as saying happy birthday. If you put your birthday information in there, which people do on LinkedIn, you can send a happy birthday request. Pretty simple. I mean, yes, a card in the mail is nice, but not many of us have time for sending out those Hallmark cards. So if you start your day off right by eating your cereal and getting on social media and eating breakfast. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day, right? So if you're munching on Wheaties.
So you eat your cereal while you're on LinkedIn in the morning?
I'm not gonna. Something like that. Around that, yes. But yeah, as long as you as long as you're connecting with people. So the congratulations for the job changes or the job anniversaries or the happy birthdays. I mean, they stand out because people know that you actually care about them, but you're also staying in contact with your tribe too, which if you just have a stack of business cards laying on your desk, it's not doing anything. So you might as well get those connections that you met offline, put them on LinkedIn, and then that way you are staying in contact with them automatically. I mean, it's, I hate to admit this on video, but if I have a puzzled look the next time I run to you or you run into me, I just have a lot of connections and I run into a lot of people. And
well, you're super popular.
I'm not that popular, you know, but I mean, when people recognize you from TV, that's kind of a daunting thing. But part of that is social media too. There's many times where people will say, I love your post on LinkedIn or on Facebook, and it really counts. So, I mean, if you're active on social media and you're interacting with people as well, it's going to help you stand out and it's going to help build your tribe.
I like it.
Yes, yes. So what, you want me to go to number 3?
Yes, let's go to number 3. And if anybody has any questions, please make sure that you're typing them into the comment section and we will answer them as we can. And if you're watching this in the replay, please make sure that you are subscribing to both of our pages.
Oh, I like how you threw that out there. Yeah.
Yes.
What is your page, Steve? You didn't.
Tammy Ebright.
Mine is Burton Kelso. But yeah, I mean,
you know, it's
yeah, exactly.
easy.
It's pretty
easy.
simple. Yeah, I would think so. I would hope, you know, but some people have obscure page names and, you know, you're looking for them and you can't find them.
So what is number 3?
3? I'm glad you asked. It's so important. You've got to show you're an industry expert on LinkedIn.
Okay.
I mean, it's not just about posting advertisements about your business. It's about sharing information and showing that you're an expert. So all those tech tips that you see me share, and then you share some important information too, that's important. It helps you raise your value on LinkedIn, and so people can understand what it is that you do. You're helping people, and so when they need your expertise, they're going to immediately think of you. And I think people fail on not only LinkedIn, but other social media networks because they're not really sharing. They're just either taking selfies of themselves, which is fine. But I mean, if you're looking at your feed on social media and you have nothing but selfies, something's wrong.
You might want to like do something else with your camera.
Yes, exactly. Like do video or share something that's meaningful and enhance people's lives, even if you're just sharing inspirational quotes. I mean, it's a good thing.
I do that a lot.
I know. Yeah, that's why I threw it out there, right? Yeah, those work out great.
Because that helps me too. It helps me and hopefully it helps others.
When you get bummed out? I hear a gallon of ice cream would do that too. So the next time.
But that goes right to your
You can work that
hips.
off. You can work that off, you know, just, you know, you get down in the dumps. And I'm not saying make it a evening occurrence, but, you know, a little gallon of ice cream's not going to.
Yeah, well, I do like to go and like find some motivational quotes whenever I feel down.
Rather than
or just when I feel good, you know, just to keep the positive energy coming.
Next time I see one of those motivational quotes, I'm going to get a picture of a Ben and Jerry's and post it right underneath there. And it's going to be different themes too. Like, yeah, well, Tammy's feeling happy today. Maybe you should get Ben and Jerry's, whatever. And then if you're feeling, I'm like, I think
you're going to start analyzing.
Yeah, well, maybe you should have this type of Ben and Jerry's, right? So yeah, that's what you're going to get from me.
Yes, you know? Just so everybody knows, when you start seeing the little Ben and Jerry posts, it all started here.
That's right. That's right. So I think tip number 4 is what we're doing now. You need to spice up your profile with some media, especially now that you can do the hashtags and the videos and all the cute pictures on LinkedIn. Splash up your profile because, I mean, you've seen it in your feed and I've seen it in mine. Many people post some pretty boring stuff on LinkedIn. Yeah. Don't you think so?
Sometimes there's some boring stuff. I follow some really interesting people though.
Oh, so it's my fault because I don't have the right people in my tribe. So I'm getting all this.
No, for advertising for Ben and Jerry's now.
I'm not advertising for Ben and Jerry's.
No, but that'd be a great sponsor.
Oh, maybe we should do that. Yeah. But yeah, what Ben and Jerry's should we get based on Tammy's mood? You know, Is it? I can't even think of, isn't that horrible? I can't even think of any brands of Ben and Jerry. What about you? Can you think of?
I'm thinking like some cookie dough,
but it's got to be something cookie dough. You just said cookie dough. Anyone makes cookie dough.
I know. So I don't know anything specific about Ben and Jerry's, but they could maybe start sharing some with me, and then I could learn more about their product. And
speaking of which, we forgot to give our shout out at the beginning. Where are we?
Where are we? Who are we?
Yeah, where are we? We're at iWorks up in North Kansas City, business co-op working space where you can run your small business. They've got the location in North Kansas City, and they're opening a location in Gladstone. Almost said in October, but what month is it? October. So this month they've got the iWorks opening up in Gladstone. So if you are an entrepreneur and you want to have a nice co-working office space, come to iWorks. And what's so awesome, I don't know if you see the sign behind me that says studio. They have, what room are we in?
We're in the podcast room.
They have a podcast room. Isn't that awesome? Mm-hmm. So yeah, check out iWorks, check out Bob, Robert, and Terry, and Connor. We forgot about Connor. Yeah, Connor from the Clan McLeod. If you're a Highlander fan, I always give Connor a hard time about that. But iWorks is awesome. So
yeah.
Spicing up your profile with media, with videos and photos and all that other stuff. So, enhance that LinkedIn profile, because tell your story through photo and video, and didn't make sure that you put that on LinkedIn. It definitely will stand out from all those boring posts that I obviously get on my page, and Tammy does not get on her. She's like, I don't do that.
I might just scroll through it if it's
boring. I do that too, but I do a lot of scrolling, more than you, obviously, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're more popular than I am.
Whatever. I want to hear that. So number 5 is to create a company page. So if you've got your own business brand like Enroll, yes, create a page on LinkedIn, because when you do a Google search, if people are looking for your business, your social media posts are going to come up on Google search quicker than, say, your website. So yeah, create a LinkedIn company page. Have you created one for you?
I have created one. I have
Look at you.
Put in a ton of content on it yet, but there is an Unleash Your Amazing Business LinkedIn page.
That is awesome. But yeah, the challenge, Tammy, with LinkedIn and company pages is that you can only do it on a computer. Mm-hmm. And that sucks, doesn't it?
Sometimes.
All the
but
time.
I really like my computer, so I'm okay with that.
You're not a smartphone user?
I don't see as well as I used to.
Oh, okay.
So it helps.
Maybe you just need a bigger phone.
I have a pretty big phone.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
They make bigger ones now, like the iPhone X, 10X.
That's what I have an 8 Plus.
Right, that's big.
It's pretty big.
But I think the new one's bigger, so maybe you should invest in one. So we're taking contributions for Tammy's new iPhone, since she, it's time for you to upgrade, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Well, if we take contributions, then you'll just buy it outright. Yeah. Donations, yeah. Get Tammy a new iPhone so she can post to, well, it's not going to do you any good with LinkedIn. But that's the challenge with LinkedIn for company pages, is that you really can only do it on your computer.
Yeah.
So it makes it hard to do updates. Most people do updates from their smartphone. So yeah, that's something that is probably going to change in recent or in upcoming months. But the main thing is if you create a company page, if people are looking for you, they'll find you on Google quicker than, say, even your website. So if you do your company page, make sure it's telling your company story as well as you telling your personal story on LinkedIn. So make a company page and be like Tammy, rock star.
Be like Tammy.
Yeah, be like the rock star.
Okay, so what is number 6?
Our last and final tip is to stay active and have fun on LinkedIn. It's, people think of it as the business network, and people only do business with people they know, like, and trust. So become a likable, trustworthy person on LinkedIn and showcase it through your post, right?
So be yourself, be like your authentic, real self.
Yes.
Only if you're fun, though. If you're not fun, you maybe don't want to.
You need to get out of business if you're not fun. You got to have fun. But yes, I know it seems like more Facebookish if you're posting those fun, goofy posts on LinkedIn, but you've got to stay in contact with your tribe, and you definitely need to develop a positive relationship So put those posts out there. So there's nothing wrong with putting family posts on LinkedIn or family videos on LinkedIn or even business videos on LinkedIn like we're doing now. I mean, this is kind of the perfect material because we've been just acting like a couple of goofballs, haven't we?
We have been a little
I
bit
think
goofy.
more me than Tammy. Tammy's been like just nice and smiling and professional, and I've been the one go, ooh, you know. But you got to have fun. I mean, so LinkedIn is probably an awesome place to unleash your amazing. And people don't think of it like that. Wouldn't you agree?
I would agree. I really like LinkedIn. I like it for connecting with other business professionals. And, you know, one thing that I think that a lot of people don't know about LinkedIn is, say that you're at one company with one email address.
Right.
You can actually transfer that into a new profile where you can still utilize that. You don't have to start over.
That's right.
And so sometimes I'll see people that have multiple LinkedIns.
What?
Because they didn't realize that. So that would be a Tammy tip, is that you can.
Look at that. The rock star Tammy, just like throwing tips out there. I knew that, but I'm just saying, I'm surprised you knew that.
You're surprised I knew that?
Well, like you said, many people don't know that you can transfer that email to your LinkedIn. And the great thing about LinkedIn as far as staying in contact with your tribe is once you're connected on LinkedIn, you're forever connected on LinkedIn, right? Forever and ever, yes. Because I think it works out that way because with LinkedIn, most people will use not necessarily their business address. They'll use like a Yahoo or a Google. And once you set one of those up, you're never going to get rid of it, right? Maybe you got that look on your face like, yeah.
Well, I've had some emails in the past, and like if I start getting way too much email in it, I may create another one or something.
What? You just abandoned email?
Well, I still have it around, but I don't maybe see it as much, but not on my LinkedIn or my active social media.
Okay, I got
Just
you.
if I start getting way too much, then it becomes a store email address.
That's what I was going to throw out there. I was going to say, you've been shopping too much, because that's one of the ways that you start getting those spam emails is by going to different clothing or shopping places online.
Well,
you get sucked into those lists, right?
It's almost like they're like requiring you to, before they will check you out, they're like, what's your email? And you're like,
yeah, you got to give it.
You got to give up your email.
If you want the goods, you got to give up the email. Isn't that unfortunate? You know? But hey, what are you going to do? With larger businesses like Amazon or some of what's a store that you shop at online? Just out of curiosity.
What do I shop at online?
Let's just say Macy's. So anyway, they have to find ways in order to stay in business. Amazon has warehouses, but no storefronts.
That's where I usually, Oh,
Amazon? Well, they want you to stay in contact with what's going on, the latest and greatest deals. So.
The deal of the day.
Deal of the day, yeah. How else are they going to get that deal to you? Not by email. So, it works for their benefit. Let you remember that there's a such entity as Amazon, right?
Exactly. Because we wouldn't forget that.
I might. I don't shop that much.
You don't shop that much?
At Amazon, yeah. More of a handsy. I want to touch it and feel it. Yeah, because if I get it, I want it. I don't want to get it and be like, oh man, size 34 pants isn't the same at every retailer, so I need to send it back. So either it's too tight or too small, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't you deal with that?
I do. I don't like to buy clothes online.
But shoes, obviously, that's not a problem, right?
Shoes is not usually a problem.
Really?
Yeah.
But most places you can buy a pair of shoes and then you can ship them back. They have the self-addressed or self-postage bag or box or whatever they send out, right?
Yeah. So here is my confession of the day.
Uh-oh.
I am not great at mailing things. So if I have to mail it back, that could be a problem.
Oh my gosh, why?
Although my son just turned 16 and he can go to the post office now.
Oh, so
that has kind of alleviated that a little bit.
That's like a mommy do chore. Mommy wants you to do this.
Assistant.
Exactly. Yeah. Take this back to the post office because mommy's not going to make it there.
Yes. No.
Maybe you need to stop shopping online and start shopping in stores.
I do. All right.
I do. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just making.
But even at the stores, they ask.
So you're going to tell me you buy stuff and you don't return it? It looks like we need to turn this unleash your amazing into unleash your intervention. You know, we need to sit down and have a talk with Tammy and say, Tammy, your shopping has affected me in the following ways of not returning stuff and keeping stuff, give it away or
I do usually just give it away,
okay.
But I am really bad. That's why I do try to shop and try on at the same time, so I don't have to return.
Kind of cathartic, isn't it, to kind of sit down and try on a pair of shoes and walk around and try on clothes, because it just, it's kind of like wearing a different identity, right?
When you do that? Yeah. For sure.
Definitely. I don't identify with that, but I'm sure you would, right? Yeah. I slip on a pair of shoes, I'm good. As long as they fit. They look good, they fit. Hey, I'm done. Yeah. I'm walking them out with them.
Very good. Well, I don't see that there's any questions for sure in the comment box. Do you have anything else to add for LinkedIn, or how would people get in touch with you?
Oh, they can, didn't we do the disclaimer about the YouTube? You can just search for Burton Kelso on any of the social media platforms. I'm on Instagram and Twitter, and I forget what else. Facebook, obviously, because we're on Facebook right now. LinkedIn, did I forget one? Are you on Snapchat?
I am on Snapchat. I don't think we're not connected on Snapchat. I'm not on there very much, though.
Neither am I. It's hard to snap, isn't it?
It's not. I mean, it's a new thing, but I don't really. It's an occasional thing.
It's a lot of work to post on Snapchat, but I'm there too if you want to connect with me on Snapchat. So, and you can check out Integral too. We're on Facebook and on the internet at integralcomputerconsultants.com. So yeah, you got tech questions or any questions about social media or technology, yeah, hit me up. Awesome. Yeah, and obviously it looks like you can hit Tammy up too, because she threw out some tech tip nuggets out there. That was, especially with the email, that was impressive.
Oh, well,
no problem. Yeah. People need to know that, so that way they're not recreating their LinkedIn profiles over and over again,
Yes, which could be a lot of work.
And it could cause problems too, because if people are trying to connect with you on social media, which account do they connect with? So yeah.
Unless you have multiple personalities, you probably should have one.
Yeah, and I guess a profile picture to match each one, right?
To match each one.
Oh, that would be
that's
be
kind of
crazy.
Funny.
I think as far as other LinkedIn tips, I think we can throw out there. Have you heard of the find feature for LinkedIn?
The find feature, like where you can find people or find jobs?
To find people.
Yes.
It's in the LinkedIn app. You can turn it on, and if you're at a networking event, it'll let you know who's present.
Oh.
And then you can connect with them. So, some of the larger events that we go to, you can open up the app, turn on the Find Me feature on LinkedIn, and then it'll start broadcasting your presence at whatever event you are. But I know that kind of sounds creepy. It doesn't.
I was just thinking that. Did it show in my face?
I think it did. Yeah, you're like, I don't want that. Yeah, some guy chasing me down. But no, the way the feature works is that it only works within a 100-foot radius of where you are, and it only works during business hours. So 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, you can only use that. So if you're at a weekend networking function, obviously it's not going to work. But most of the stuff that we go to is during the week, so you can flip it on. If there's people there you want to connect with, it'll show you who's in the vicinity, and then you can connect with them too.
I love that. That's a great idea.
And then the last LinkedIn feature, and I wish I left my iPhone in the other room. You think someone took it? I don't think so.
What kind is it?
It's a 6.
Oh, yeah, maybe not.
Thanks. Yeah, just thanks for making me feel like,
well, you just said
we
were taking donations for TME.
I was trying to be nice. I was going to hijack those donations to get me a new phone. But there's a feature in LinkedIn, on the LinkedIn app, where it uses a hashtag, where one person can display the hashtag and the other person can bring up the hashtag reader. And if you're at a networking event, you want to quickly connect with somebody, you just bring up that feature and then it's able to work. Where's your phone?
My phone, it's in my bag.
Oh my gosh. Can you get it real quick?
Sure.
I was going to turn it on. You've got the LinkedIn app on your phone, don't you?
I do.
Oh, really? Maybe we can show this in action. See, we could have did the thing, but my phone's down the hallway, so I don't want to run out and get it.
I don't know. Oh, there's my phone.
So anyone who's watching, I'm just kind of curious who uses LinkedIn on a regular basis. like yay, nay, it sucks, I hate it, I look at Facebook, you know?
Yeah.
So are you having problems finding the app?
No.
This is gonna be interesting how it works. Okay, so check this out. Let's go to new post on Tammy's phone, and then we've got to turn it around. Okay, so all right. So here's Tammy's LinkedIn phone, and if you can kind of see it, there's 4 dots in the upper. Oh, here, I need your assistance, Vanna. You're close. Not there.
No.
Not there. What did you hit? Here under the search feature, there's there we go. See where it says scan a QR code? What you can do is you can hit that, if I can get it right. Oh, look, it brought it up. So you can have 2 options. You can either scan someone's LinkedIn QR code at a networking event, or let me see if I can or you can bring up your code. So if you have your phone out, you can either generate a code automatically, or you can scan a code. And this is a way that you can quickly get access to someone's contact information if you're at a networking event.
Wow, I'm going to save that to my photos right now so I don't forget.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How did you, you brought that up down at the bottom.
Yeah.
I got you. So what Tammy just did, look at that. Here, let me see your phone real quick. So what Tammy did is down at the very bottom, which I didn't even know because, she's obviously got some tech prowess. But you can go and click on scan the photos or scan my code. So that way you can just bring up a photo rather than bringing up the LinkedIn app. And then the other person can bring up the QR code reader and then they can see your stuff. So there's the QR code reader and you just kind of position your QR code in the picture and then it'll pop up and it'll show someone's LinkedIn profile. So check that feature out because rather than collecting business cards, or if you, have you ever run into a networking situation where you're out of business cards?
Yeah. Yes.
So then you can just kind of lie and say, I don't use cards. I use LinkedIn. And then just bring up your phone and then have someone scan it and then you're good to go.
You're good to go.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty amazing, isn't it?
That is a great tip.
I'm the tech expert.
That's what you're here for, right?
That's what I'm here for, right? To help you unleash your amazing LinkedIn and your amazing tech skills. I mean, because you don't have to be a tech expert to be an entrepreneur, but you've got to know what options are available as an entrepreneur. So that way you can get the most out of the tech that you use and also that you can further your business with the use of technology, right?
For sure. I love all the tips that you share and doing that and helping people to grow their business through technology is a great mission to have. And I really appreciate you.
Oh, thank you.
Sharing it with people today. And I look forward to more lives and more events togetger in the future.
Yeah, the podcast room at iWorks. This is pretty awesome.
Podcast room at iWorks.
Yeah, we were going to do we were going to do remote, weren't we?
We were going to do remote.
Yeah, but I thought it'd be fun and a little bit more interactive if I could give Tammy a hard time in person. So that's why we after that. Yeah, and we found the podcast room real close to airtime. So it worked out perfect. Yeah, it was awesome. Thanks for having me, Tammy.
You're welcome. Thanks for being here.
No problem.
And to being here and sharing the idea. I think that, again, it was more about he wanted to make sure that his live actually got live.
Oh, whatever. I knew I knew it was going to be live because we rehearsed and we got it working. But being in person is just more interactive.
It is more interactive. I liked it.
It's hard to give digital high five and
hey.
Yeah, no, hey, smack, or face plant, you knock the camera over and then it's curtain. So this worked out great.
Yeah. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in today. And we look forward to helping you. Let me know if you have any business questions that I can answer and hook you up with Burton here for any technology stuff. Have an amazing day and I look forward to seeing you soon.